Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can optimize your PC to get the lowest delay and the best FPS possible, because a bunch of people are getting new PCs consistently and not everyone's getting the full potential out of their PCs. As you can see, I'm running almost 1,000 FPS just in creative, and my game feels amazing for it. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can do it in this video. Now, before we jump into it too much, if you guys could subscribe if you are new. We are so close to hitting my goal of 18,000 subscribers. That would be huge if you guys could help me, as well as using my code in the Fortnite app shop, SR3. It's super easy, super simple, and it costs you nothing just to type in, and it supports me a ton. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing is going into the NVIDIA control panel. Now, if you're using an AMD graphics card, you guys will have to find a different video, because I use an NVIDIA graphics card and I do not know anything about the AMD ones. But we're going to start from this video, and we're going to start going from the top all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to show you guys the best settings which you're going to want to use to get the absolute most out of your graphics card. Now, starting with the 3D stuff here, you're going to click down low. You're going to go to slide this to performance, but then you're going to click back to the advanced sections, and that's where we're going to this right here. You guys are going to want to copy every single setting I have right here for the best possible performance. I'm just going to scroll through it slowly. Make sure you guys copy every single one. I'm not going to go over each individual one. That would take way too long. You guys don't have time for that, and I don't either. So let's just kind of scroll through here, let you guys go through. A lot of these settings are super helpful for getting just the absolute most out of your graphics card, which people normally are not doing. And they don't even like try to do it, and then they wonder why their PCs don't run that well. They didn't optimize their PCs at all. Now, if you need to, you can pause the video at certain points. Like I said, we're just going to go and scroll through it. I'm not going to worry about going through it too much. Certain settings you guys might not have. Some of them, you guys might have more settings than me. If you don't have them, don't worry about them. And if you do have them, don't worry about them. It doesn't matter regardless. Now, I didn't change anything, so I don't know why it's telling me that, but we're just going to hit no. Now, I do recommend coming to this configure sound tab and going and selecting your graphic card, hitting apply. It just gives a little bit more of the focus to your GPU other than your CPU. You don't need it. Now, just make sure whatever res you're on is native. I'm using a 1440p monitor, so my res is different. So I'm at 1440p at 360. A lot of people do not change their hertz when they buy a new monitor, and they realize their monitor doesn't feel good at all. They're stuck playing at 60 hertz and they don't even come to change it. So make sure you guys come here. Scroll, it's going to be selected up here. You guys need to scroll down to where it says PC, select which one says native, select the max hertz for your monitor, and then come down low. I always use NVIDIA color settings. They look the best, and then I just put everything to the max, 10, full. You know, I do all that. Super simple. Just make sure you guys are doing this so you can get the most out of your monitor, because like I said, a lot of people do not do that. Now, this is if you want to use digital vibrance. This makes your game look better. I do not use it, but you can turn this up and it'll make your game look really bright. A lot of people play with it around 60, but I do not need to use it at all. My monitor has really good colors on it, so I just keep it at 50. Now, you don't have to mess with any of these options. None of them matter. This option doesn't matter. None of these stuff matters here. And then we're going to be coming down to the adjust desktop size and position. Now, you're going to want to have your main monitor, the monitor you're gaming on no scaling and display. This gives you the lowest input delay from the game to your mice to the monitor, everything. It just gives you the absolute lowest delay you can have. Visually, it's the best way you can do it. Set up multiple displays. If you guys are using two displays, I kind of let you guys mess with that yourself. Now, to get this setting right here, manage GPU performance counters, you need to come over to desktop and do enable developer settings. And then you come down to this, and then you hit allow GPU to all users, and that's just what you leave it at. You don't mess with it ever again. Now, I don't mess with any of this stuff. I do recommend putting on NVIDIA for both. NVIDIA, all just NVIDIA. It's just that gives you the best overall colors. And that is it. That is it for the NVIDIA control panel. And we're going to move on to the next step, which is probably the most important, because it's going to get rid of all of the bloat on your computer. All right, now for this next part, we're going to come down here. We're going to search for the Windows PowerShell. And then we're going to right click on it and run it as admin. You guys are going to take what I put in the description and paste it right here. Hit enter, let it run its thing for a second. I'm going to show you guys the exact settings you want to use. I do this to every single PC I have, and it cuts the processes on your computer and a lot of the bloatware really well. This works for Windows 10, works for Windows 11. Anything you use, this most likely works on, but I am mainly showing you guys for Windows 10 and Windows 11. Now, I come to the top, I select standard, and you're just going to go through this whole top piece here. If you guys do want to use Xbox stuff, make sure you uncheck this disable game DVR if you're using the Xbox game bar or anything like that. So if you're using anything Xbox, make sure you uncheck this, but I do not use it, so I keep it checked because we do not need it, and it just takes up stuff for our PC that we do not need. I kind of keep running through. If you guys are on a brand new PC, you guys do not need to run this disk cleanup. I do not need to run it right now. Kind of keep going down and check. Now this is where you got to be careful. This advanced tweak section, you guys only should click on what I'm going to click on. Do not click anything else unless you are like testing things. But if you guys do not follow exactly what I'm doing and something happens to your PC, it is not my fault. Now I normally do disable background apps, and then I go through, disable the notification tray. I set the display for performance. And then for me, because I use Google Chrome, I remove Microsoft Edge and I remove OneDrive because I don't use it at all. If you guys use Microsoft Edge over Chrome, do not remove this, and then make sure that you have Chrome downloaded before you remove Microsoft Edge, or else you're just kind of cooked and there's not much you can do to get it back. Now for these custom preferences, make sure if you guys want dark theme, click dark theme, pretty simple. Mouse acceleration, you want to turn this off. It'll make your mouse feel horrible. Sticky keys, you want to turn this off. These are going to be on for you, but because I've already ran this on my computer before, it's not. Everything else is kind of personal preference. Then you're going to add and activate ultimate performance. And it all is going to be right here. And then you're going to hit run tweaks. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it on my PC, and that's why I have really low processes. If you come over here to performance and see my CPU, I have really low. Yours will be around 100. Some computers even up to 200. And this will cut your processes in half. I do this to every PC that I use. It's insanely good. I hope you guys can do this, and it works no problem. If you do have a problem, it did create a restore point, and you guys can look up how to go into a restore point. But like I said, if you follow exactly what I click, you shouldn't have any issues because I've never had any myself. Now moving on to the next thing. If you guys use Chrome, we're going to come into Chrome. We're going to go into settings. We're going to come all the way down to system, and we're going to make sure we turn both of these tabs off. We're going to turn this first one off and this bottom one because we do not want Chrome using any of our computer while we're trying to game. And other than that, we have a couple more settings to go through for Fortnite to make sure your Fortnite's running absolutely amazing. And let's just jump right into that. Now for Fortnite, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to right click on your Epic Games, go to properties, hit compatibility, and make sure you run it as an administrator. You want to do this every time because it'll make sure that your Fortnite is a priority on your PC. And then right after that, you're going to come here, hit these three little dots, go to options, and make sure you check these exact options. You just want Fortnite, and you want the pre-download assets. You do not need anything else here. The DX12 is gone. That's not even a thing. You don't need high-res textures. You don't need Save the World unless you guys want to play it. And then you hit apply, and it makes sure that that's the only thing it downloads for your game. Now, if we load the game up here, we're going to go over the best graphics settings for in-game to give you the best FPS, and then that'll be it. You will be on your own and be able to get insane wins. Now, once we are in-game, you guys are going to go into your Fortnite settings, and we're going to go over all of the best options for you. Now, in the graphics section, we're going to be going from 1080p is what you guys are most likely playing. Like I said, I am on a 1440p monitor, but just make sure whatever this resolution is matches your monitor's resolution. And then for the frame rate cap, just put it at whatever your monitor's refresh rate is. If you're on a 240, put it at 240. If you're on a 180, put it there. 165, so on and so forth. Super self-explanatory. Now, for the rendering mode, make sure you guys are on performance mode. You do not want to use DX12 or DX11. Performance mode gives you the best FPS and the lowest input delay. That's why every single pro player you see will be using performance mode. Now, for me, I put my brightness at 121. It just gives me better visibility. You can put it at whatever you want it. I do not mess with the user interface. And then the colorblind modes, I do not use at all. The parallax, I just leave it on. 3D resolution, I have on 0. I have it changed in the actual Fortnite settings themselves. So my game is going to be a bit different, but just keep this on 100. Everything else is as low as possible. Off, near, low. I have my FPS on. You guys do not need to have it on. And don't leave yet. There's still more settings to go through. There's still a couple more things we have to go through to make sure your game is running absolutely amazing. Come over to this game tab and put it on whatever server you get lower ping on. That's the one you're going to want to play majority. For me, I have it on NA Central because that's where the competitive server is. But we're going to scroll all the way down here. And where you see record replays, you can turn every single one off and you'll get way better performance on your computer. And then all these energy saving settings, you want to have it on never, off, and off. These will take away from your computer's performance because it's trying to save energy. You don't want to do that. You just want full energy at the game at all times so you're getting the best possible FPS. Now, if you guys play mouse and keyboard, make sure you come here to this tab and come all the way over. Set your sensitivities, whatever you need to do. And then ignore controller input and lock your input method. This makes it so no controller input is ever picked up while you're playing keyboard and mouse, and this will give you the lowest input delay for keyboard and mouse. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't even do this. So make sure you guys do this 100%. If you guys do play controller or have a plan on playing controller at some point, just come into your settings, turn both these off. I do not play controller anymore, so I keep them on at all times. I do not mess with it any other way. And as you guys saw in creative, I was getting over 1,000 FPS, which is insane. And you guys' computer might not be able to do exactly what mine did, depending on your specs. I have some of the best possible specs you can get, having one of the newest Ryzen CPUs and a 4070 Super in my computer with 32 gigabytes of DDR5. Just know that whatever computer you have is going to be running way better after you run these optimizations. And I appreciate you guys for being here the entire time and watching all the way through and going through all these with me. Now, again, like I said, if you guys have a problem with your PC, let me know down below and I will try to help you the best I can. If you do run into a problem, you guys can hit that system restore point. And just let me say this. If something happens to your PC, it is not my fault, okay? It is not my fault, I swear. You guys most likely had something else that happened. Like I said, I run this on every single PC I've ever used. I've done these tweaks for people myself. Like, these are working 100%, and it is not me, I swear. I promise you guys. But I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.